Hello! Welcome again to another edition of Practical English, your smart guide to the English language. I am your host, Peter from Canada, and today we are going to be looking at the past continuous. First of all, when do we use the past continuous? We use it to describe an action that was in progress at the same time as another action in the past. So for this reason, we usually use it with the simple past. The simple past is used to describe the shorter action, and the past continuous is used to describe the longer action. We also use it to introduce a past situation, usually to set up the beginning of a story. Keep in mind, as we discussed in the present continuous video, we generally do not use continuous tenses with state verbs, such as verbs of feeling, senses, verbs like be and have, etc. For state verbs, we would use the simple past. The conjugation is, just like the present continuous, the verb to be with the ing verb form, but in the past. So the past tense for I is was. I was sleeping. For you, were. You were reading. He, she, it was. He was eating. She was writing. It was raining. And were for we and the plural they. We were cooking, they were cooking. To make the negatives, we use not after the verb to be, usually contracted to wasn't or weren't. I wasn't sleeping, you weren't reading. And to make questions, we reverse the verb and the subject. If you use a question word, it comes before the verb to be. So, I was sleeping is an affirmative. Was I sleeping is a question. You were reading is an affirmative. Were you reading is a question. And again, to use a question word, an example with were you reading? If you're trying to get specific information, it could be what were you reading? All right, so let's take a look at some examples of combining the simple past and the past continuous. In our example here, our verbs are arrive. Now, again, the simple past is usually used for the shorter action and the past continuous for the longer action. What takes less time? To arrive or to have dinner? From the perspective of the speaker here, it would be arrive. That's a very short action. So that's the simple past. She arrived when we, this is the past continuous because it's the longer answer. So the verb is were and the ing verb form. When we were having dinner. All right, let's take a look at these examples. 1. Break and play. My arm, when I, football. The verbs are in the correct order. What's the longer action? The longer action is to play football, right? To break your arm is something that happens pretty quickly. So that's the simple past. The simple past of break is broke. And past continuous form of play, the verb is conjugated as was, playing. I broke my arm when I was playing football. Number 2 is a question. The verbs are drive and stop. Notice we have 3 spaces here. This is because it is a question. And how do we make questions in the past continuous? With the verb to be. The subject is you, so the verb to be is conjugated as were. So, because the verb to be is the question, we already know the first verb is drive. Were you driving fast when the police stop? Simple past, because it is the shorter of the two actions. Stopped you. Were you driving fast when the police stopped you? Number 3, snow and leave. The longer action here is snow. So that's in the past continuous. It, the verb to be, is conjugated as was, snowing. When we leave, simple past, a regular verb, is left. It was snowing when we left the pub. Number 4 is a negative. Not see and work. Which of these actions takes longer? That is work. So not see is in the simple past. Again, to make negatives in the simple past with I, it is didn't. The contraction of did not and the infinitive verb see. I didn't see the match because I, past continuous, the verb to be is was, and the main verb is working. And number 5, call and talk. Which action is the longer of the two? Talk. So call is in the simple past. So when you called me, I, past continuous, the verb to be is was, and the main verb is talking. When you called me, I was talking to my boss. And that's it. Thanks for listening. If you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and share. I will be back again just as soon as I am able. Until then, thank you very much.